like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they stuck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride till the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rap on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in a big league.
Testing. All right, we good. Oh my gosh. Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. It's your boy TD. It is almost 5 p.m. and we just got the bombshell of all bombshell breaking news. Brian Flores is suing the NFL, the New York Giants, and the Miami Dolphins. Um oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is the worst news we could have gotten, y'all. Do y'all realize what the implications are with this news? So, for all y'all who don't know what's going down, we're about to break it down. We're going to break it down one step at a time. We're going to be fair in this situation and look at both sides. Um, the Giants have come out and denied what they've done already. I expected them to, because it's going to be hard for Flores to prove what they did, even if they already had a candidate that they knew they were going to pick. They've already come out and denied, but the Miami Dolphins haven't. And the bad thing for the Miami Dolphins is it's easy to say, we didn't do that, but you actually might have a witness that was coming to a yacht. This is bad. Let's break it down. I'm going to tell y'all everything that I know. I'm going to tell you what I think and what it's all going to result to. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building because we got to break this down. This is terrible news, man. Shout out to Keena Rankin. As a fan, we should just wear paper bags over our heads next season, all season long. It's worse than that. It's worse than that. We're going to talk about it. It's America 2022. I got fired from a job I underperformed at, and I'm back. Must be racism. What a joke. Travis, that would be a joke, but I'm sorry. You need to go read that report again because it looks like you got the absolute wrong perception about what happened. Because that job you got fired from, were they asking you to do anything illegal and you refused and that's why you were getting fired? Oh, you need to go read that report again. You need to read that report again. We're going to break it down. So let me tell y'all first and foremost everything that's going on. So what happened is Bill Belichick was texting Brian Flores thinking that he was texting Brian Daboll, basically telling him he already spoke to the necessary people and he already got the job. And that's not an issue until you find out that they hadn't even interviewed Brian Flores yet. They hadn't even interviewed Brian Flores yet. So you already know who you're going to give the job to before you interview anyone to see if anybody's even a better candidate. You're basically going to select somebody just to select them because you want them, but you don't even know if there's a better candidate. You don't even know if there's a better candidate. You got a head coach who has head coaching experience. And in the last 2 years has a winning record, and you already know who you want to be the coach before you even interview that person. So it looks like you just brought him in for the Rooney Rule, which is why some people say the Rooney Rule is a joke anyway, and that minorities will never get a fair opportunity. And even if they do on occasions, it's still going to be these type of things that happen in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, however you want to slice it, that's unfair. That's unfair. I'm not sitting here trying to make this about race and black and white and this and that and this, but what happened is unfair. How are minorities ever supposed to have a fair opportunity if this is how the game is being played anyway? They're just being brought in to meet a requirement. Brian Flores and his legal team goes on to tell you in that lawsuit that the media conducted a smear campaign to try to make him out to be the angry coach that couldn't get along with anyone. And I'm here to tell y'all, shame on some of these reporters and beat writers. And I'm going to tell y'all more about that in a second. As the Unbrickables donate, said, TD, I don't know what to make of this. As a Dolphin fan, it hurts me. But if this is true, Brian Flores could have been richer, and we could have had Burrow. Stop. And we're going to talk about that too. Asking a man to sacrifice his morals and integrity over a game. We're going to talk about that too. We'll get there. Zachary said, TD, I'm actually livid about this whole situation. The position Flores was put in and pressured to do, it's insane. Sounds like he was handcuffed in the whole time. Imagine if he got to have done things his way. We gonna get to it all. Y'all, let me break down my thoughts on this. Zachary said, imagine what else is going to come out. Don't worry. And I'm going to tell you what I know. But anyway, let me finish. Let me keep going. So he also goes to say that there was a smear campaign as soon as he was fired to make him look like the angry man, the angry guy, the problem in Miami. And I've been arguing with a lot of people backstage, like, it just doesn't make sense. He didn't get along with people X, Y, and Z. I wonder why. Garrett Skate said, how is tanking racism? Our GM is African-American. A good amount of our executives are African-American. First of all, he didn't allege racism by the Miami Dolphins. That's where y'all messing up. Y'all need to go read the entire lawsuit, which I just finished doing. Don't just read the little snippets that they have on Twitter of section 14 and 15. Go read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and it keeps going. Go read the whole thing and you'll understand where the racism part comes in. The situation with Miami isn't about racism. The Giants it is, and other stuff listed in there is about it. Go read the whole thing. Stop coming in here going off of what the media plugging together saying how is it racism. Go read the whole report before you come in here speaking about that, because it's disingenuous and lazy. Go read the whole report. And let me finish, because I'll get to some of it anyway. And I just gave you an example of how minorities get mistreated. Just one, the smallest example of some of the things in the lawsuit. I just gave you a great example. The Rooney Rule is a joke. You already know who you're going to hire before you even interview or get to see what another candidate might be able to do or offer your team. It's a joke. It's a joke. We're going to talk about that, Filippo, him selling the team. Let's keep going, okay? He said that smear campaign came out to make him look like this angry guy. Shame on some of our beat writers, because you know what? The smear campaign did happen. And you know how it happened? Some of our beat writers start reporting stuff from out of the organization that they were hearing when they have never really reported stuff from inside sources like that on that level before. It was obvious that the organization had their hand on one or two beat writers telling them, writing this narrative that Flores was the angry man, didn't even communicate with his staff, this and that, all of those things you start hearing. And they feel like, yeah, I'm on the inside now. They telling me prime information. They going on all these platforms saying, well, Flores ain't a saint. From the stuff I'm hearing, you know, he ain't a saint. He out here, you know, alienating himself from his staff and pushing strength and muscle on people, trying to take control and all this and that. They had one or two mouthpieces to spread that whole narrative, and everybody picked up on it, and I remained the entire time, if this narrative is true. I've always said if it's true, because every report I hear about all the bad stuff happening in the organization, people don't even know what I'm talking about. When I talk to people are like, that's all crap out there. I thought it was the freaking Tuanier spreading those rumors, and it went wild. But it looks like the organization went on a smear campaign to basically justify what they were doing. Freaking shame on them. And shame on the people that was letting the information out. There's a soft part of me that says, well, if they get that information firsthand, then maybe not shame on them because they're getting it from people. But when I go on social media right now, them same people defending their stance. God dog. You just heard a second side of the story and you still defending your stance instead of sitting back saying, wait, hold on, man. This might be some foul play here. Same people online defending their stance. If this is true, we're not signing anything, and free agency and big name players will start requesting trades unless new ownership. Oh, Michael, we beyond that. The Miami Dolphins are beyond that. We are in trouble right now. We're going to talk about all the ramifications that can come out of this. We are in massive trouble right now. So the smear campaign goes and does its job, probably making it even 10 times more hard for him to get another job. And let me tell you, this ain't something that's happening recently, because he got second interviews lined up this week. This lawsuit, the day they fired him and his lawyer was probably getting this lawsuit together. I'll tell you another thing. Flores probably knew he had a lawsuit while he was still under contract with us. He probably was like, they don't know they messed up. They put me in that position, and we about to talk about that position. Let me read the article. I got to read to y'all what Brian Flores is saying has happened. And this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Every single one of y'all deep down inside know that it ain't no cap. We gonna talk about it. Let me read it. Hold on, let me pull it back up. Where my thing go? Here it is. Hey, most of y'all probably already know this ain't no cap, because guess what? Remember they called me a liar? Remember I told y'all I spoke to some people and they've been pursuing a specific quarterback since 2019? Remember I said that? Do y'all remember? Yes or no in the comment section. Remember I said they've been pursuing a specific quarterback since 2019. Everybody out here lying to y'all, making it seem like it was just this summer. They've been trying to get this done since 2019. Tell me I didn't tell y'all that. And then tell me I didn't tell y'all I'm not talking about it anymore because I was told not to. Tell me I'm wrong. And when this came out, it was like a mind blow to me, like, oh my gosh, this whole time, what was told to me was 1,000% correct. And all I could say about it is Will Fuller. I'm not going to talk about it. I was asked not to talk about it, but Will Fuller's all the evidence you need. Will Fuller. Tell me I'm wrong. All these people out here with this lying information. Tell me I ain't tell y'all this a long time ago what was going on. Tell me I didn't tell y'all tampering wasn't going on a long freaking time ago. I'ma say it now. It's out there. Who cares who say I shouldn't be saying it? Who cares now? I've been told y'all tampering was going on. Told y'all straight up there was a level of tampering going on. So what does Brian Flores say? After the end of the 2019 season, Mr. Ross began to pressure Mr. Flores to recruit. No. Let me go back a little. Let me go backwards a little. Let's go right here. He was fired by the Dolphins after leading the team to its first back-to-back winning season since 2003, which is crazy in itself, right? Unless you got a narrative that justifies firing him. Let me finish this real quick. I don't want to lose my spot. Here we go. In reality, the writing had been on the wall since Mr. Ross. What's this? Wow, Cameron Wolf. Oh my God, Cameron Wolf just reported Brian Flores just told him about the lawsuit. It was time to stop being quiet about the injustices that are happening. This was long overdue. There's plenty of racism that needs to be exposed. Oh boy, Flores ain't shutting his mouth for nobody. Go get him. Let me finish this. Let me finish breaking this down for y'all. In reality, the writing had been on the wall since Mr. Flores' first season as head coach of the Dolphins, when he refused his owner's directive to tank for the first pick in the draft. So we were tanking, but everybody was wrong. It was never for Tua. We were tanking for Burrow. Tank for Tua, that's what the narrative became. But we were never tanking for Tua. We were tanking for Burrow, and the owner gave a directive. Tank. The owner, Stephen Ross, who don't know football, gave a tank directive. Let that sink in for a second as I read these super chats. People, Flores know the consequence of doing this. He don't care. If coaches ever again, if he coaches ever again, he just want to expose NFL for what they've been doing for years. Facts. Straight facts. Let's keep going. Hold on, I got one more to read. Sorry if I missed your super chat. Oh, the Cool and Heat didn't even write a message. Just wanted to show love. Appreciate you, Cool and Heat. But we got one more. Let me read it. Let me see. Oh, nope. Well, what pisses me off the most is that the Dolphins brought up Flo 24-25 record in their statement regarding his firing, but offered him money to tank. I'm pissed. You know what? You're right. And that's where it's even more ingenuous. That's why I tell y'all those same little trash behind. I almost curse, and that ain't me. Those same trash beat writers that's out here talking about, well, he had a worse record than Adam Gase. I hear tweeting all the time, well, he had a worse record than Adam Gase. And keep on including the rookie year and keep on including that first year where we got rid of everybody on the team. And then come to find out they wanted to freaking tank anyway. And them same beef writers trying to justify his firing, talk about Adam Gase had a better record. I mean, if you really want to be honest in comparison, it's a freaking shame. Sellout beat writers. This is the stuff that I hated. This is why I even made this channel. Because some of them are sellouts. Some of them are straight sellouts. Trash sells. Trash. Sellouts. Anyway, let's keep going. But this man was given a freaking directive to tank. Now, I don't know about y'all. But how do y'all feel about the integrity of the game that you so-called love? Do you believe in tanking? I know, yeah, we could have got the first pick, but do you believe in the competitive advantage of tanking? Do you believe that tanking belongs in the game of football? And I'm talking to real people right now. Do you believe that that belongs in the game of football? Where people out here trying to earn money and make their way, but you also out here got the team looking like trash when people's future and livelihood is on the line and other teams won't sign them on the deal that they deserve because you want to tank. And you gonna get this man a directive to tank. And then it says, indeed, during the 2019 season, Miami's owner, Stephen Ross, told Mr. Flores that he would pay him $100,000 for every loss, and the team general manager, Chris Greer, told Mr. Flores that Steve was mad that Mr. Flores' success in winning games that year was compromising the team's draft position. Freaking trash owner. Wanted the freaking tank. Old trash owner wanted the tank. I guess y'all were right, because I was arguing with y'all. Well, I guess we both were right. TD, we are tanking, bro. We not tanking. We trying to win games. We not tanking. Because I saw the effort on the field. I saw good decision making. I saw where we came up short early in the season and we were really losing games. I saw where Flores had enough of that crap. I saw where Flores put that team together and said, let's go get it. They gave that man Josh Rosen. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Flores probably didn't even bench Fitz when they put Josh Rosen in them few games. That probably came from the top two. I'll do you one better. Now we know who put Tua in his rookie year. Flores probably wanted to keep trying. Luckily, he had that defense lead the way. That front office probably were the ones trying to put Tua in because they wanted more losses. They wanted even better draft capital. Why? All in the name of a franchise quarterback. They were trying to get a great quarterback at any cost. Flores didn't do the good old boy job that they wanted him to do. He didn't follow Massa's orders, a directive. Don't forget that. He didn't follow Massa's orders. Second year, they like, nah, start Tua. They know what they had in Tua in practice. They weren't impressed. They were disappointed in practices. Y'all heard all the reports. They thought that they were going to lose games with Tua and we start winning games in the first season. Flores Flores is talking more now. Flores continued and has done so much for my family and me. My sincere hope is that by standing up against systemic racism in the NFL, others will join me to ensure the positive change is made for generations to come. Salute to him. Well, my bad. Let me read the whole thing. God has gifted me with a special talent to coach the game of football, but the need for a change is bigger than my personal goals. In making the decision to file the class action complaint, I understand that I may be risking coaching the game I love. And has done so much for me and my family. My sincere hope is that my standing up against systemic racism in the NFL, others will join me to ensure the positive change is made for generations to come. Y'all need to go read that lawsuit. It references what's his name that was with the coach, Dungy and everything. How they did him and everything. It references all kind of examples. Give me a second. Let me pull one more thing up. Let's keep going, man. But he gets a directive, didn't follow the directive. Next season, they want to tank again when they see what they never was even trying to get Tua. They got Tua, saw what they had, and they went right back into, oh my gosh, we need a franchise quarterback mode. Then Flores is trying to get, let me read that too. Flores is trying to get, Ross is trying to get Flores to recruit now. Let's win this. After the end of the 2019 season, Mr. Ross began to pressure Mr. Flores to recruit a prominent quarterback in violation of league tampering rules. Mr. Ross began to pressure Mr. Flores to recruit a prominent quarterback in violation of league tampering rules. Who would y'all think that is, ladies and gentlemen? Put it in the comment section. What prominent quarterback they talking about? What prominent quarterback is they talking about? So I think everybody should know now who was leading the train for that prominent quarterback. All this connection with, that quarterback in Flores and Greer. Who was leading? You know now who was really leading the charge about that prominent quarterback. That's why those reports kept coming out. Ross is adamant about getting this guy. He came in, he evaluated Tua, looked at him and said, we got to go get a guy. Been telling y'all this for 2 freaking years, man. Been telling y'all this for 2 years, man. Been made out to be the liar, don't know nothing, blah, blah, blah. I've been telling y'all for 2 freaking years what was going on. And what do I always say on this channel that makes everything all right? What do I always say on this channel? What do I always say on this channel? Time always tells. All the people you wrong don't know what you're talking about. Okay, time tells. Time tells. Time will tell. This guy don't know what he's talking about. That's why I don't listen to him no more. I listen to this person, blah, 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 blah. Time always tells. Always freaking tells, man. Let's keep going, man. Yeah, Tua gonna request a trade. If I was him, I'll get out of here as soon as possible. They never believed in you. Let's be honest for a second, ladies and gentlemen. They never believed in you. This bombshell shows you they never believed in him. Never. Why you think they tried to offer all those draft picks to go get Burrow? They never believed in Tua. This is proof. All the buck stops here. We stop living in a world of delusion right here. They never believed in that man. He was never the guy. And I've been telling y'all that. Let's keep going because this gets worse. This gets worse. So Mr. Ross began to pressure Mr. Flores to recruit a prominent quarterback in violation of the league tampering rules. Mr. Flores reportedly refused to comply with these improper directives. Flores said no. Undeterred, in the winter of 2020, Mr. Ross invited Mr. Flores onto a yacht for lunch. Shortly after he arrived, Mr. Ross told Mr. Flores that the prominent quarterback was conveniently arriving at the marina. Flores gets there to have lunch with the owner. The owner says, "Oh, whatever the quarterback name is, because it's a reason they're not listing the name right now. And rightfully so. I know why, and I'm going to leave that alone. The prominent quarterback, somebody, I don't know who, has set up the meeting, and Flores didn't know about it. And once Ross told him that said quarterback had arrived, obviously Mr. Ross had attempted to set up a purportedly impromptu meeting between Mr. Flores and the prominent quarterback. Mr. Flores refused the meeting and left the yacht immediately. After the incident, Mr. Flores was treated with disdain and held out as someone who was non-compliant and difficult to work with. From that point forward, Mr. Flores was ostracized, and ultimately he was fired. He was subsequently defamed through the media and the league, as he was labeled by Dolphins brass as someone, he even telling you who labeled him, Dolphins brass, as someone who was difficult to work with. This is reflective of an all too familiar angry black man stigma that is often casted upon black men who are strong in their morals and convictions, while white men are coined as passionate for those very same attributes. Ball Game said, damn, it looks like I owe him an apology. The truth is, nobody owes Flores an apology. No one owes Flores an apology. Here's why. We can only go off of the information given. This was an intentional narrative for people to feel like it made sense and justify the move and make people feel okay about it. Our ownership, because let's be honest, any media member that talks to an inside person in the office, they feel special. And whatever you tell me, hey, this is what you want me to, oh, you want to tell me what happened? Oh, okay, yeah. Or they tell somebody to get a narrative out. It's easy for them. Nobody owes Flores an apology. The Miami Dolphins owe everybody an apology. They owe everyone an apology. I keep getting notifications from every major news outlet. Flores files lawsuit against NFL. God dog. TD, is Ross that dumb to fire Flores knowing he has all this ammo, and did Greer just sit back and watch this? We're doomed. The part that we don't know, ladies and gentlemen, and I want y'all to hear me clear. The part that we don't know about all this, I love the content, keep it up, appreciate it, is that I was told that Flores wasn't the Watson guy. And then everything contradicted that, and I said, well, it looks like they all were on board. That's plausible as hell now. He didn't want to tank for Burrow. They selected Tua, knowing that Ross and Greer didn't want him, obviously. Then as you continue to go down the road, they wanted Watson so bad they still had an opportunity to pull a trigger, but we don't know. Maybe they had a division at that very moment at the trade deadline. Maybe Flores was telling them don't do it. And they were like, man, you ain't playing alone. You ain't the homie right now. You seem like a snitch. You have to understand what Flores knows their organization up in Foxborough went through from their cheating. He knows what they went through. And I got to say this, I commend him because you don't take that risk, because at the end of the day, being a minority and having a minority general manager, They would love for you to be doing that tampering stuff and get caught. They would love to prove a point. See, people want to defame Brian Flores right now, but if he had actually went with the grain and it came out, they would have loved to have said, this is what you do when you put an African-American general manager and an African-American coach together. Imagine that. And you actually have a man who's standing up for his morals and convictions and saying, I'm not going to do this. And even if I want to do it, I don't want to do it the wrong way. I get what y'all saying. Go get that QB by all means. But you got to do it the right way. You have to do it the right way, man. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all right now. I'm gonna keep it a hundo. As an African-American man, you don't have no room for error. Imagine him doing it the wrong way and it came out. It would have been justification of why you shouldn't have a Rooney Rule, because we're proving the fact that I ain't got to say no more. And you actually have a man who stood on his morals and conviction while being tempted by the owner to do something that was illegal in the league. He doesn't do it and gets backlash from it. Y'all thought it was a joke when people start talking about 2 weeks ago? Flores was fired the moment he didn't tank. Y'all remember all them little rumblings? Flores was fired from the minute he didn't tank. Freaking, what's his name on TV that always up there with the mic talking about his top 10s and stuff? Colin Cowherd insinuated that. He's difficult to work with. You know, he's a mean guy and, you know, he only wants it his way and blah, blah, blah. It's easy to be labeled that when your owner give you an illegal directive and you don't do it. Y'all know how easy it is to say you're not a team player, you don't work well with others, and Chris Grier got to be in the middle of all of that. I don't know Chris Grier's role in all this. I know Chris Grier went back to him and say, Ross mad at you, man. I don't know, Ro. I see. Now I'm a little bit reserved on Grier. I'm going to hold back on my criticism of Grier. Now we know this. Let me slow down a little. Maybe Grier was sitting there playing the fence the whole time like most have to do just to keep the thing afloat. Or he could have been all wrong too. I don't know, but I'm going to hold off on my criticism of Grier like I've been giving lately. I'm going to back up a little because I don't know. Him and Grier couldn't get along and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. He ain't mentioned much of Grier in here. Outside of Grier told him that Ross was mad about him winning games. I don't know. But I do know it looks like Grier was right along. Hey, tank, you don't want to? Stop my hand. You don't want to, boss. Listen to me, all Dolphin fans all around the world listening right now. We are so screwed. We are so screwed. And don't let that said player come out and say, yeah, I was asked to come. I was asked to come meet somebody at a yacht. Don't let that player come out. Do not let that player come out when the league start the investigation and you know they already on it. Don't let that player come out and say, yeah, I was asked to be at this location and, you know, don't let that player come out. You want to know another thing that I thought that was really crazy? Everybody ignored this. I didn't ignore it. It just was weird to me. But everybody ignored the report that on draft night, Ross got permission to speak to Watson. But nobody talks about what happened right after that. The report is out there, but nobody says it out of their mouth. Watson refused to talk to him. The only insinuation I got out of that was somebody who said Watson couldn't settle all his cases, so he refused to talk to Ross. He said he didn't want to talk to him. But nobody talks about that little detail that Watson refused to talk to Ross. I'm telling y'all, don't let that player come out, especially knowing the situation he's trying to leave because of racial issues with minorities. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. TD, hold this horde owner to the fire. What a disgraceful organization. It's terrible. This is terrible. Do not let that said player come out and say, yes, I was asked to meet, blah, blah, blah. Because deposition, you think that player, oh my gosh, depositions, everything is about to be up. Subpoenas, everything. This goes deep. They gonna subpoena Bill Belichick's text and phone call records, everybody in the Giants front office phone call records to see about that situation. Stephen Ross all the way back to 2019. Everybody they've been in contact with, trust me, they gonna dig this up. They gonna get down to the bottom of this, and they ain't gonna do nothing but find all facts. Everything is coming out of this. Or maybe not. Because all it takes is the NFL to know that 1% of it is true. And they going to have Flores in them corporate offices going back and forth at a table with a little ugly little white sheet of paper with a dollar amount. What about that? A mediator going to be sitting right there. And they're going to be going back and forth. No, add a zero. Well, that's what's going to end up happening. And yeah, this could cost him the rest of his career as a coach, but he's going to get paid from it at the end of the day. And like I said, don't let that said player come out and say, yes, he was meeting on that day, because that said player has nothing to lose. And I'm more inclined to believe that Flores may actually get a job now. The NFL might even be calling teams he interviewing with. We got a real problem and it's legit. Take care of this one for the team. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 10 days one of these teams still announce him as a head coach. Real talk. Just to make sure that they save face and show that there ain't retaliation, because that's when the lawsuits start getting tenfold. That's when the lawsuits start looking tenfold, when you got retaliation. So if the Miami Dolphins have any culpability in this, like what's being alleged, oh my gosh, and we all know there ain't nobody stupid on this stream. Every single one of y'all, there's a piece of you that's like, yeah, this is probably exactly how it went down. Maybe it's all wrong, but almost everybody on this stream, there's a piece of you that probably is like, it's probably exactly how it all went down, actually. All this stuff we've been yelling about where Flores couldn't get along. Wow, this is probably exactly how it all went down. And the crazy thing is, he remained silent the whole time he was getting defamed for the last 2 weeks. Silent. And I've been having conversations backstage with people that I talk to saying it don't make sense from what I'm hearing. I'm telling y'all, don't believe this crap. It's not making sense. Don't believe these stories put out there. It's not adding up. You got a winning coach. You're not getting along. Like, do you know how egregious he would have had to been, like with the owner and the general manager, like cussing and having straight up almost fist fights? That even came out. Yeah, he balled up on somebody. And Flores shut his mouth the whole time and let him keep on digging the hole deeper. They were just helping him make his case. Being defamed by the media. You might even have some of these media personnel that gets freaking deposed. You reported on this day that you had heard from a source X, Y, and Z. Is that correct? Is that source said to be in the organization? Then you're going to have a whole bunch of plead the fifths. You're going to have a whole bunch of plead the fifths because they're going to ask all the questions. They're going to get down to it because we got a lawsuit filed now, and this is going to be one of the biggest lawsuits in NFL history outside of concussions. And do you know what the consequences could be for the Miami Dolphins? Y'all think Ross having to sell a team is one thing, which is probably going to be easy for the NFL to convince him to do. He already put a succession plan that he wanted to do it. He's going to be getting rid of it anyway. Once he's gone, he already got somebody to take it over. They ain't going to have an issue going ahead and saying, hey, man, you got to sell a team now. But it's worse than that. Our draft picks can get snatched away. Free agents ain't going to want to come to this hot mess. It was already a hot mess, and we knew we weren't going to attract nobody big. It was already a hot mess, and we knew we couldn't attract nobody big. Now, what you think going to happen? Now, they might well call Mike McDaniels right now. Hey, you got the job. Will you come? Will you come? Just come on, man. We're going to give you an extra $1 million. Because if I was him, I wouldn't even come to this situation. You're going to come coach a team where they might be at risk of losing assets that can help you create your vision anyway? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This ain't good for nobody. This ain't good. And the current freaking players on the team. The current players on the team, what you think they thinking right now? Wow, all that was going on? Forget Tua having a problem with Flores. Now Tua's probably like, they wanted to get rid of me to the fact that they went to all those links, and it looked like my coach was actually trying to stop them from doing the illegal stuff. That's probably why he was extra hard on me. God dog it, man. Get your stuff together. We trying to prove something here. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, man. Oh, my gosh, man. This is not good. Oh, my gosh, this is not good. Wow. Allegations in lawsuit accuse Dolphins owner Stephen Ross of setting up Brian Flores to tampering with the QB. I am told the QB was not Deshaun Watson. Ooh! If it wasn't Watson, who could it have been, ladies and gentlemen? And I don't know about that. And maybe they're trying to protect that situation too. Maybe they're trying to protect that situation. Could it have been Tom Brady right before he decided to go to the Bucs? Could it have been Tom Brady right before he decided to go to the Bucs? Oh my gosh, this is just a headache. Oh my gosh. What's up, Doug? I see you in here, man. Shout out to Doug in the building. Talk about how's my day going. How your day going? How is your day going? Dolphins out here trying to lose draft picks and everything, man. Miami just released a statement denying all allegations. What a monstrous scandal. Yeah, we knew that was eventually coming. We knew that was coming. We were just waiting on why it was taking so long. Harbaugh to Minnesota. Probably just happened. Oh my gosh, man. Y'all think it might have been Brady? I don't know, man. I still think I know who it was. Were the Dolphins trying to snatch him away from instead of Tampa? Clowney was right, TD. Watson gonna clear his name before the Dolphins. Wow. This is such a freaking mess. This is such a freaking mess, man. Something told me today, man, when I did that little 10-minute hitter this morning that Tom Brady retired, and then I went to go take care of some business stuff, I was like, something gonna hit today, and it don't even feel like the head coach. Something's gonna hit today, and it doesn't even feel like the head coach. Oh, there you have it. Tom Brady was the quarterback Stephen Ross allegedly wanted Brian Flores to meet in an alleged, they just put it out. In an alleged, wanted Brian Flores to meet in an alleged yacht meeting before Brady was a free agent, according to league sources. Wow. Let me tell y'all something. Miami went to so many extreme extents. They tried to trade up for Burrow. They couldn't trade for Watson. They tried to tamper with Brady. Then they tried to go get freaking what's his name? The middle of the road black quarterback. What's his name? Tyrod Taylor and the other one too. They tried to get both of them. None of that stuff worked. They drafted Tua. Then they start trying to go get Watson back door. Then all of a sudden, nobody knew about that. Then all of a sudden, Watson comes out and talk about he won out. Then they really were trying to go get Watson. Watson was their last resort this whole time, and they were trying to make it happen. The Miami Dolphins just told y'all and proved to y'all all this time they wanted a franchise quarterback at all costs, and they did not believe in the quarterback that we freaking got now. They did not believe in the quarterback that we got now. And I don't care what nobody say, all this stuff about, why you think that's probably why they ain't hired McDaniels yet. He feel like he can fix Tua. They probably like, we like him, but that was an idiotic statement, and I ain't trying to hate on him. It's clear as day now. It's clear as day. Tua wasn't even a factor. We all out here arguing about Tua. He was never a freaking factor. We all need to just hug it out and be like, all right, we're going to leave this alone. The man was never a freaking factor, man. Do you see the links that they've been going to get a quarterback? Do you see all the stops they've been trying to make to get a quarterback? We out here arguing about something that ain't even relevant. They not thinking about him. Kid ain't even a factor in all of this. I know Big O was pushing an anti-flow narrative, but you know what? He probably going to still stick by his guns and try to say Flores is full of it on this and have all his people that want to believe that crap over there talking about it. And yeah, I'm calling them out because I've been hearing that Flores narrative for a long time. And the truth is, it sounds borderline hateful. And that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. And I said it. Keep it 100. Man. Somebody said, TD, this was before Tua. It has nothing to do with him. You missing it, bro. You missing the whole big picture. The fact is, those were all the guys right before him because they weren't looking to get him. Y'all do realize he was like the last resort for them, which is shame on them because Burrow was still there too. I told y'all that they went into that draft unprepared. That whole first round was trash. They went into that draft unprepared because they thought that they'd be using that stuff for other stuff. TD, the NFL just made a statement. Good. NFL says the NFL and our clubs are deeply committed to ensure to ensure equitable employment practices and continue to make progress in providing equitable opportunities throughout our organization. Diversity is core to everything we do, and there are a few issues on which our clubs and our internal leadership teams spend more time. We will defend against these claims, which are without merit. Wow. And they're going to take a hard stand. And they're going to take a hard stand with it. How they know they without merit? They already concluded their investigation? I don't know. Did they call Brady? Did they investigate everything? And they gonna say without merit? So they already done with their investigation. That's basically what they're saying. The NFL had an opportunity to say we are looking into the situation, but no, they protecting the shield and basically saying it's a lie without merit. So what they are basically in essence saying is, in 45 minutes, how long we been live? An hour and 9 minutes, dropped 30 minutes before that. In an hour and a half, they have concluded their investigation. That's embarrassing by the NFL. They could have at least said, we're going to look into this more, and maybe tomorrow, even a day, say what they said. But you already done with your investigation in an hour and a half. Funny. This is going to length, y'all. And they said we're going to defend. Oh, you're going to have to. Because I promise you what, usually they can defend stuff like this because they got the deep pockets and the person don't. But that ain't going to happen this time. You know how many people in today's society going to jump behind this, put the money up for legal fees to see where this goes? Oh, this going the distance. This is going the distance. TD, they have to say it. No. It's the way you say it. I know that they were going to come out denying it. I was expecting that in 24 to 48 hours. I was expecting them to give a statement today while we take all allegations serious. We are looking into the matters and we strive to blah, 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 blah. I expected that today in a denial in about 24 to 48 hours. But in an hour and a half, you basically saying no merits. So you've concluded your investigation in an hour and a half. That wasn't even good PR by them. Because that's what you're telling people. You have concluded your investigation in an hour and a half. That ain't even good PR. It's not even good PR. Somebody said the burden of proof is on Flores. You're right, but guess what? It's all going to be easily figured out because we got situations where witnesses could be involved. The burden in proof comes from a fact of subpoena and phone records with the Giants and Bill Belichick. It comes with who's the alleged quarterback. Let's interview him. Let's see what he has to say. And oh my gosh, if it is Brady, he hate the Dolphins so much, y'all. He hate the Dolphins so much. If it was him and this is true, he gonna love to tell the truth. He gonna love to tell the truth. That man told his daughter on Tom versus Time, ill, forget the Dolphins, squish the fist. I hate them. If it's freaking true, Brady is going, yeah, they wanted me to meet, blah, blah, blah. He retired now. Brady can say, yeah, I went to meet. He retired now. He can care less. He can care less. He can care less. He can freaking care less. I wouldn't be surprised if Brady don't already know this was going to happen. I would not be surprised. What serious head coach would want to come into the big time scandal? I hope Ross and Greer get fired and we relocate to a new city. We'll see. We shall see. Now, in the next 48 hours, you're going to have people getting paid and everything to come out here and defame Brian Flores. Watch it. Y'all watch. In the next 48 hours, you're going to have people defending their credibility because they were some of the main people driving these narratives. They're going to defend their credibility by trying to defame Flores and why he's full of crap. Then you're going to have the Miami Dolphins, like all organizations and they little shadow groups. Give them $1 million. Make sure you spread it out as necessary. It never came from us. People are going to be getting money out here to talk about how Brian Flores is full of crap. New narratives are going to come out. All type of stuff. This is how the game is played. This is how the freaking game is played. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Freaking embarrassing. And y'all got to be honest with yourselves. There was no justification for firing Brian Flores outside of the angry coach narrative. Because that is the only narrative that we were like, well, you know, they had to. Sounds like he was getting into it with people in the organization. But do y'all really think that they weren't asking him to tank? Do y'all really think that? Like, I want y'all to really think about that. If they were asking him to tank and he said no, you don't think the owner's mad about that? You don't think the owner doesn't feel like he's one of the guys on the inside and one of the cool guys where we're doing whatever it takes? You don't think that? Y'all don't think that? And the media said that this is, think about what happened. And there might even be a case where Brian Flores was, at first he was tanking. I don't know. Because it was so crazy how the media went as far as said the league needs to step in on the Miami Dolphins. This is embarrassing what they're doing down there. Then all of a sudden, Brian Flores start winning games. Then all of a sudden, he start winning games. And Chris Greer told him, this is what Brian Flores said. Chris Greer told him that Ross is not happy about it. He is mad. Ross is mad. Why this had to happen to us? Why did this have to happen to us? And what did I tell y'all like a year and a half ago? The only frustrating thing about it is if they trying to get Watson or anybody, do it the right way. Don't have us, you know, with the big scandal with 2 African Americans leading the organization. Don't do this the right way. Please do it the right way. DeAndre French said if Ross was smart, he would have all of his coaches sign non-disclosure agreements. This is some incriminating stuff. Well, you got to understand, even if they sign a non-disclosure agreement, what y'all got to understand is that coaching staff may know nothing about this. Everything that's being alleged is coach up, head coach up. The coordinators and stuff wouldn't know anything about this. This is big boy stuff. All of this conversations happen. This don't happen with the other people. This is Flores, Greer, Ross, and anybody in that inner circle. Greer knows where all the bodies are buried. Cappy said, hey, you right. But what Greer gonna do? Does he come out and vehemently deny it, or does he say, yeah, it happened? But it just depends on how involved was Greer. Because if Tom Brady was coming to that boat, who set that up to begin with? If Greer has any culpability, he got to save his own behind. He going to deny it too. If Ross wasn't smart, he wouldn't be tried to tank with Ryan Fitzmagic. Fitz can win some games with a high school roster. Well, Slippin' Jimmy, that's why we were all like, why are they putting Josh Rosen in? You forgot that? You forgot that? You forgot that? We were like, oh, Rosen coming in. Okay, I guess. And then they put Fitzpatrick back in, and that's when we start winning games. Remember, that's when we start winning games. Everybody's sending me stuff. If true, Ross is facing at least a year suspension, fine, and draft pick forfeiture. Wow. Wow. TD, read my super chat. My bad. I must have missed it. He said, could this be why other coaches couldn't know the game plans? I'm not sure. This goes deep. This goes deep. Hey, Jolie, comment for me so I can make sure I mod you up, by the way. This goes deep. Why this got to be us, man? So many questions, and we were on the verge of either like okay or being excited with a Harbaugh thing, or maybe so much. Oh my gosh, man. Why does this have to be us? Why does it? And I knew this wasn't over. Something about it. I just knew it wasn't over with Flores because it just didn't make sense. Man had a winning record. Almost every coach that was on the hot seat with a worse situation almost kept their job, and Flores was the one fired. It just didn't make sense with justification, and they found the one narrative that would justify it, that he was mean, difficult, all of that. And you know what's funny about that narrative, that he couldn't get along with people? They tried to say he alienated himself from his coordinators and everything. But the New York Giants beat writers came out and said that the Giants interviewed a lot of the staff in Miami from the coaches under him and everything and got nothing but flying colors and reviews. So if he was alienating and doing stuff, why would all of a sudden they all give him flying colors and sing his praises? Why would they be singing his praises? I would really like to hear from some of them coordinators say that they had a problem with him, or was that more of that crap that was all out here, all these lies out here to make the man look bad? Oh man. Wow, they starting to make memes of Ross. Gosh. Why then fire him if he had all if this information against Ross? Well, you got to understand, at the end of the day, they weren't going to continue with the guy who's not going along with what they want to do. And at the end of the day, you could also get cocky and say you got to prove it. You got to prove it. And the sad thing about it is this: Ross ain't that stupid. Flores alleges Greer told him Ross is mad. Ross didn't say it directly to him. Ross looked like he do a lot of play in the background and let other people say stuff so he can have plausible deniability. Just drama, man. They need to just hire the freaking coach, man. They need to start moving on. But I'm gonna tell you, I can't wait to see the conclusion of this situation, because I'm gonna tell y'all now, if any evidence comes out that this, like, if the evidence comes out on this, and it ain't no way they could backtrack it, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have a huge problem supporting this team if Ross and Greer is gonna be there, or just Ross, depending on how this plays out, what all the facts of it comes out to be. Don't let this distract you from the fact Tua still sucks. Just seen some posts of the future of the NFL, and there's 8 QBs and 2 are not in it. Yeah. TD, I made that meme 2 years ago. Yeah. Everybody was saying it. Everybody was saying, this is so disappointing, man. Why can't we just do things the right way? Why can't we do things the right way? I need them to go into this situation. And again, we might be dealing with a year or 2 year situation, depending on how far the NFL wants to deny it. Yeah, I saw Ken Dorsey promoted to the Bills offensive coordinator job. I had TD become a Pats fan. I'll never, man. I'll never. And here's the frustrating part about it. Your fanhood is of the team, the Miami Dolphins. It's just so unfortunate that the hands, the powers that be can always switch, just depend on ownership and the money. We don't support ownership. We support the Miami Dolphins. This franchise was here way before Stephen Ross. This franchise was here way before Stephen Ross. Most of us became a fan of this franchise, and we didn't know who Stephen Ross was. Unfortunately, he bought the team that we love. Oh, so frustrated. And the biggest frustration now for all Dolphin fans, what hope does anybody have? Like a winning season. What hope does it? The NFL ain't gonna want us to win. They don't want us in the spotlight. They don't want us in the spotlight. Or y'all gonna be mad at me for this one. Or the NFL wants us to win. They want us to get a new coach, build around Tua, give us all the calls, and win a Super Bowl just to prove, they made a decision. Now, look, they went in the Super Bowl without him, so he was holding things back. He was just a bad. They would go that far. They would go that far. If they know that this is going to be a tough situation for them, the sad part about it is this league would probably go that far. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Either we going to really suck or we win in the Super Bowl. Either we are going to really suck to get out of the spotlight, or we are going to win a Super Bowl. Oh, my gosh. We are going to win a Super Bowl just for them to be able to have a narrative that steers more right in their favor. Look, they even did it with Tua, and he was sabotaging all. That's what the narrative would be, man. Oh my gosh, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Miami always finds a new low. Can I just say Big O is the racist I thought he was? It makes sense now. I'm not going to go as far as calling him that at all, because I don't know the man's character. I never call people stuff like that unless I interact with them myself. And so I'm definitely not going to go that far to call somebody that, but I will tell you I strongly dislike his, what I like to call, felt like hate of Brian Flores with these narratives. And the sad part is, again, just like, and I'll just say it, just like Omar Kelly was putting up out all that stuff, to a degree you can't blame him, because if the organization wants a narrative to get out there, they're going to send their whispers to people like Omar and Big O. They're going to send their whispers to write a narrative. And like anybody, if they sent me a whisper, man, I got a high and I actually speak with somebody that's in the know. But if they wanted to really whisper to even me, I would be out here reporting it, because it's like, man, it's coming from high of, it's coming from high. You're going to report what you know. So there's a part that, okay, I'm not, I don't have an issue with them defaming Flo based off of information they got. The issue is I already have seen certain social media posts by them, or one person in particular, defending it. Basically, in my own eyes, defending it. That's where the problem comes. You hear an opposing story and you taking a hard, no, this is what it is. It's what I have been reported. When in reality, that specific individual could be the key to this whole thing. That specific individual may want to go back to his source and dig as much as he can as a freaking legitimate reporter and know where it officially came from, because that would tell everything. Or they may already know. Or they may already know where it came from. And that's where, if you already know and it ain't favorable for this organization, don't be a sellout. But it's 2022. No matter how you look at this, today's scandals are 10 times worse than the Bullygate. That's true too. Way worse. Flores is blaming others. He's the one that couldn't hire a coaching staff. Well, Stephen Ross should have came on the stage and said we fired him because he couldn't hire a coaching staff. Y'all, don't be unfair. Don't be disingenuous and just dismiss what he's saying. Don't do that. See, this is the type of narratives that's going to start coming out. They're going to deflect from the real story and make it about the other stuff. Don't do that. Because if that was the reason why they fired him, they should have said that, versus they basically not on the same page. Don't start with those narratives. That's the stuff y'all going to start to hear. Arguing about the other stuff that wasn't even a part of what he's alleging. That's a part of the game that's going to be played. That's what's going to happen. Don't do that. If Stephen Ross would have came out and said that's why he got fired, because he couldn't bring a staff, we could have that conversation. But they didn't say that's why they fired him. Go back and look at the press conference and look at the exact words he said or why they fired him. And it goes hand in hand with the narrative that was presented today by Brian Flores. Got to stop this, man. I'm watching NFL Network to see if they talk about this. Oh, this is going to be on every sports network in the morning. This is going to be the headline. This is going to be the headline. TD, the only way I see the Dolphins being able to move forward positively as an organization is for Ross to sell the team. Well, a lot of people have been felt that way, but we'll see. Hey, I appreciate you, Paul, with the donation, man. What else we got? We got to pull the Broncos and sell the team. I don't know what they're going to do. New York is already killing the Giants. Are you serious? Well, it probably is. They probably are. And these are two different circumstances, by the way. These are two different circumstances. Actually, it's three different circumstances. The New York Giants situation, that one's going to be the nasty one because people's phone records and everything are going to be subpoenaed. Ain't no wiping those clean. There ain't no wiping those clean. Belichick's phone records are going to be subpoenaed. Ain't no wiping those clean. You can delete all you want on your phone right now. It's already captured, and everybody got Apple and iPhones. It's already captured. It's already in a database halfway around the world. Every keystroke on your phone is already captured. I'm always against Ross, but I'm siding with Ross this time. The man was finally doing shady billionaire stuff to fix the Dolphins. Oh, my gosh. At least you're honest about it. Finally doing shady billionaire stuff to fix the Dolphins. Yeah, but you can't use other people. That's the problem. But, hey, shady billionaire stuff. Shady billionaire stuff, man. Broncos released a statement. The Broncos are a part of this? Oh, well, they were mentioned in the lawsuit, too, from past stuff. Just like Colts and Dungy. There's a lot of people mentioned in it. I didn't see what they mentioned. But they all going to come out saying what they got to say. Too late to tank TD. TD, tell us about the Giants situation. So what's being said? Well, the text messages are out. The truth is there ain't no denying the Giants information when you really think about it. The text messages are out that would insinuate that Flores is right. All you got to do is go look on Twitter. They got the screenshots of the text message between Flores and Belichick. Belichick thought he was talking to Brian Daboll. He said, I got on good sources, basically talking to people. You already got the job is basically what he said. But Flores didn't even interview yet. Flores hadn't even interviewed yet. The man hadn't even done an interview. So the problem of it all is, what? You just wasting minorities? You using them for the Rooney Rule? You're not really trying to give them a fair shot. You already know who you're going to hire when you bring in your minorities to interview. That's why there's a lot of people that feel like the Rooney Rule is a joke. My bad. Let me read these. Party over for the Dolphins, TDM. It's about to get rough for us. Possibly. I hope something come out that says, hey, here's proof that this is false. I hope something, and if it's not, then shame on them. Shame on them. What's up, TD? They got Belichick's text messages on Twitter right now. This is going to get messy real quick. I feel sorry for y'all Dolphins fans. That's what I was telling them. The text message is already out of Belichick. He going back and forth with Flores thinking he talking to Daboll. And Flores like, are you talking to me or Daboll? He like, oh, I think they're going to hire Daboll. Like, sorry for the confusion or something. Oh, my gosh. All I see is Ross was trying to get a franchise quarterback and B-Flow was on board with it. What is he talking about? Obviously, he wasn't on board because why would he be offering somebody $100,000 a game to tank? Yeah, I think let me see. The Charles Robinson just tweeted the Brian Flores lawsuit against the hashtag NFL is going to resonate throughout sports and be a significant moment in the history of the league. I've spoken to two other coaches who believe they have the receipts to be a part of the class action lawsuit. This could be a tsunami before it's all over. You believe what you want to believe. You believe what you want to believe. Charles Robinson just said, I've spoken to 2 other coaches who believe they have the receipts to be a part of the class action lawsuit. And you notice he filed a class action suit because there were already other people that wanted to be a part of it. And that's why I tell y'all, because I ain't going to read that whole freaking thing right now, go read the whole thing. The only part about the Giants and the Dolphins is Article 14 and 15. Go read Article 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way through to the end. It's all kind of stuff in there. It's all kind of stuff in there, man. And they write about this, y'all. This might change the shape of the league because this is going to be huge when it's all said and done. The only thing that makes me a little skeptical about Brian Flores is if you would have got hired by the Giants or Denver, none of the stuff that he's saying Miami did would have came out. Well, first of all, the stuff in Miami, who knows? He might have just said, screw that crap, I'm going to let it go. But what happened in New York? He didn't get hired because they never intended to. He was never going to get hired. That's the insult about it, Shake Money. It's not the fact that you didn't get the job because they selected someone over you, but you were never getting the job. They were playing you from the beginning. Are people missing the big picture here? This ain't a case of, oh, they gave it to Dayball over me, I'm mad about that. He didn't find out that they liked Dayball more. He found out that he was never a serious candidate. They were just satisfying a Rooney Rule. That's actually against the Rooney Rule, y'all. You're supposed to bring coaches in and give them a fair evaluation and stack their resume up against others. And there's also a grading system, how well you interviewed, how well you did this and that. They have a grading system that I believe they're supposed to send in to show the difference. They liked his interview, they liked the resume, and they put scores on them. You weren't even being considered. You basically playing with me. We're not going to hire him, just bring him in so we can interview him. Don't miss the big picture here. It ain't because he didn't get hired by the Giants or Denver. They were never going to hire him. It was all a formality. Party over for the Dolphins, TDM. It's about to get rough for us. I agree, Andrevius. Real rough. What's up, TD? They got Belichick text message. Oh, I already read this. Read that. I'm so conflicted on how to feel about this. Same old Dolphins. I get it. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody's super chat. I'm sorry. There's so many people in here right now. We got over 1,000 because Dolphin Nation know it's going down. Giants in bigger trouble than us, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know about that, actually. The bigger the lawsuit, the league is going to want to make an example. Oh, my gosh. Raw sell the team. Somebody said, you folks realize even if you wanted us to lose every game in 2019, Ross offering to pay $100,000 for each loss to Flores is not only highly unethical, but also brings up major gambling concerns. Wow, didn't think about that, which the league should deal with harshly. Dang. It does bring up major gambling concerns. Anybody who was in the know that they were trying to tank could have made billions if they wanted. I want you to think about that. Not to mention, who knows who Ross said, hey, we're going to be tanking. Go make some money. I didn't even think about that. People out here bringing up real good points. Oh, crap. My phone died, and I didn't even get to see that last message. Where's my charger? Man, my phone just died, and I had one more thing I was trying to read to y'all that looked like it was real good that just came out. Let me put it on the charger real quick. But yeah, man, this actually can be, oh my gosh, this might be real nasty when it's all said and done. This might be real nasty. I found the one for this. Thanks, babe. This some deep blank. It's a class action suit. I think there might be some people that's about to pile onto it. You heard the report where somebody spoke to two other people and they feel like they got receipts to prove some of the stuff he's saying and their own situations. This can get real nasty because I did not think about the gambling part of it too. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. This could also turn into a federal investigation. You offer money to lose games in gamble when the league just signed that gambling deal. This might turn into a federal investigation. Real talk. You got a billionaire tanking games, losing intentionally, and the league signed a gambling deal. The FBI may legitimately get involved with this. They may truly investigate this situation. That's exactly what they do. Situations just like this. Money was being involved. You were offering someone to lose games. You were offering to lose games. I wonder when the offer happened. Did it happen at the beginning of the season, or did it happen when Brian Flores started winning games and they were getting mad, telling him start losing? Because we were already losing at first. Everything was going according to plan. Then when we start winning games, I would assume that's whenever they were starting to offer it. Because otherwise, if I were Brian Flores, I'd be like, hey, you at least owe me $700,000 from the beginning of that season. That's a little joke, y'all. That's a little joke. Oh, man. Why did I know something was going to happen today? Shake Money said, thanks for putting a good perspective on my question. Also, remember, when he fired Adam Gase, he fired him because he wanted to win now. TD already convicting Ross, but what about Watson? Listen. One got receipts. One person got receipts. The other person, I've always said, even if what the women said with Watson was true, ain't no crime. That's what you're missing about the Watson situation. Nobody's alleging a real crime. They're saying that it made me feel. It's not a crime to make somebody feel some type of way. Brian Flores out here dropping bombs with receipts. We got text messages and everything. You got other people piling on saying they got receipts. And remember, with the Watson situation, I haven't even disagreed with the women. They probably did feel scared to say no. But does it enter the realm of a crime? That's the difference, by the way. He asked me to do this. I felt I had to say yes out of fear of losing my business because nobody would want to come to me. Well, did he threaten you if you didn't do it? He was going to defame your business? No, but I still felt obligated. How could that be a crime? I could meet a woman today and say, hey, man, let's do this. I felt I had to do it because, he's TD and everybody knows him and I don't want to look bad. I got to go to jail for that? No, you have an obligation to say no. Did anybody say I said no and was walking out and he forced me back in the room? No, we didn't get any of that. That's what we were looking for. So stop trying to make it a comparison of apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. Nice try, though. We might get that new owner we all want. Oh my gosh. A part of me wished that this was all a big misunderstanding. And I'm gonna tell you something. What I am disgusted at, though, all allegations aside, I'm disgusted at the NFL coming out an hour and a half later saying nothing's merited. Nothing's merited. An hour and a half and you've concluded your investigation to say that? An hour and a half and you've concluded your investigation to say that? All right, man. Let me read something else. Oh, Jesus. Please don't tell me this truth. Everything coming out right now. Stephen Ross was reported in November 2019 to have invested into a sports gambling startup as part of a $17.5 million fundraising round. If an NFL team owner is investing in sports gambling while incentivizing his head coach to lose games, this is a gigantic issue. I gotta do my research. Is this real that he invested into a sports gambling startup? This is gonna be nasty. This is gonna end really nasty. This might end really nasty. I'm telling y'all, in the weeks to come, don't be surprised if you hear that the FBI is now investigating this situation. Y'all slow down. Y'all slow down. We got, again, we don't want to jump the gun, but God dog, man. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting all kind of stuff. Please don't tell me because oh my gosh, please don't tell me that Tom Brady was talking about the Dolphins on that barbershop series that LeBron James has. Please don't. Oh my God, people just connected all type of stuff right now. Please don't tell me that Tom Brady was talking about the Miami Dolphins. Couldn't be. It couldn't be. It couldn't be. It couldn't be. It couldn't be. No. It wouldn't have made sense. It couldn't be. Who could he have been talking about? Yeah, it couldn't be. What did Brady say? Y'all don't remember? He said that when he was figuring out where he wanted to go, there was one team that was in it, but then they said they were out all of a sudden out of the blue. It was weird. And he said to himself, "You mean to tell me you're sticking with that, mother?" Mm-hmm. And Brady also said he wouldn't have went to that team anyway, but just for them to turn him down at the last minute, he said if he ended up playing them, he was going to stick it to him. I don't know which team he was talking about. Oh my God, it better not be. I don't think it was. I don't know if the timing matches up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the timing matches up. Was Fitz with us then? It's feeling like it was. Oh my God. If it ends up coming out and that was the guy, oh my gosh. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Somebody said that was the 49ers. He never confirmed. Somebody asked him recently, will he tell us now? He said, no, I'm not going to talk about that. I hope it was the 49ers because that would be crazy. Oh my gosh, man. I hope it was 49ers with Jimmy G. But I don't know because how long? Well, Jimmy G had been fresh off of a Super Bowl appearance or something like that, right? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. Respect him, but it's still FAQ Tom Brady all day. How did this all happen? Y'all hit that like button because it's crazy. We got 1,100 people watching right now. I hope they don't punish our team, just the bad actors. Nah, Carla, that ain't how it works. It's not how it works. They'll punish the team. Let me tell you why they'll punish the team. Now they don't know how much the Dolphins were tanking or whatever in that year. But remember that year, we still got the number 3 overall pick, right? And we've converted that pick into picks that we still haven't got all the way in next year. We converted that pick and converted some of those picks into other picks. We just kept on spitting those picks to make more picks, and they'll make us pay. The 5th pick, okay, they'll make us pay for that. Yeah, it was 5 too. They'll make us pay for that. We turned that number 5. I mean, we turned some of those picks from Houston tanking that year. That's how we got some of the players that we got. They definitely gonna make the team pay. That's a give in. Draft picks, everything. Everybody on Twitter going off. Everybody. Doug said the fact Ross is alleged to want to pay Flores to lose and he was gonna or is invested in gambling. Not good at all. K Flex, the owner of the team I love, is literally paying his coach to lose games while I spend countless hours of my life watching and rooting for a team, raising my blood pressure. That's enough for me to say of this team. I won't lie. Reason said Ross is about to cost this team draft picks now. Unbelievable. Hold on. Omar said, I'm processing, writing, reporting, listening, and thinking. When I say something, I'd prefer it to be accurate. Took me some time to read the entire lawsuit. I'm not a Cliff Notes person. I'm a journalist. Twitter isn't journalism. Well, I'm glad he said that because what he put on Twitter earlier was disappointing. So now that means he just finished reading the lawsuit. Now he's writing about it, and that he probably done changed his tune now. I'm glad he said that. Everybody's sending me stuff, man. If this allegation in Flores lawsuit is proven to be true, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has to do more than just fine Dolphins owner Stephen Ross. Monetarily incentivizing losing cannot be tolerated in competition. This would have massive ramifications. Man, it's worse than that. See, the problem I have is he says NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has to do more than just fine Dolphins owner Stephen Ross. The problem is Stephen Ross in the NFL has already taken a stance. In an hour and a half, they've completed their investigation and taken a stance. They need to do something with themselves. Don't say they need to come down as hard as ever on Ross. They need to come down on themselves too. Because coming out denying it as a league, you're basically a part of this mess. If it comes out all of this is true, you are a part of it by coming out in an hour and a half, basically saying it has no merits. It's funny. Funny how Flores interviews with Houston and now this. Wow. I told y'all there's multiple things that may happen here. Multiple things. Flores might still get hired in the next 2 weeks for a job. That's the NFL already starting damage control. Because most teams shouldn't want to touch him right now because this is a lot. This is too much. But if somebody offer him a job, I'm telling y'all now the NFL is already stepping in. Kenny Stills done chimed in, y'all. Former Dolphins wide receiver Kenny Stills, who has previously been publicly criticized of Stephen Ross while he played for Miami, chimes in. He says the answer is diversity and ownership. Everybody knows the answer is diversity and ownership. Everybody knows until you have about 2, 3, or 4 black African-American owners. I'm not even going to say minorities. I'm going to tell you straight up, African-American owners, until you have that, ain't nothing going to change. Until you have that, nothing's going to change. But guess what? They'll never let that happen. And don't tell me there ain't enough money because there's been too many investment groups of African-Americans. Every time a team comes available, put their bid in. Never get in. Because everybody has always said it's the good old boys club. Everybody truly knows if you really want change in the NFL, you need to prioritize minority owners. The next teams that come available, prioritize minority owners. But they also do shady things to keep that from happening. Let me show you how. Because it's a business. Minority owners, they still have to be the highest bidder. And technically, there have been minority owners that's been the highest bidder. But what ends up happening is they make sure whatever the minority owner bids, they get a group that bids $1 more. And then on back-end deals through other partnerships and stuff, they pay the difference back of what they really should have paid for it. If the NFL want to make a real statement and actually make change, which will actually wipe out a lot of these conversations, it'll wipe out a lot of these. It will eliminate these conversations. You won't even hear much about that anymore. The next 2 to 3 teams that come available, make sure you give a valuation of the team, a fair valuation, add 20% of it on top of that, and say we will accept the minority owner before any owner first. You do that to the next 2 or 3 teams, you will eliminate any trash talk, any allegations about it's unfair. Because guess what? It still will have unfairness in the league. But guess what? Y'all can get mad at me about this, but we all know what race basically leads the NFL. That's African American. There's more African Americans in the NFL than period, okay? A lot of your best players will go play for those organizations just to make sure that those owners and everybody get the value that they deserve. And they'll win Super Bowls after Super Bowls after Super Bowls. And then you'll have the reverse complaining. Well, it's unfair that everybody just wants to go to that team because of race. Then you'll have the reverse. But that's going to be players standing up saying, time to balance the scales. That's what's going to happen. And that's why they'll never let it happen. Because in 5 years after you have a minority owner, that team will probably be the highest valuated team in the NFL. Because they're going to have a whole that community is going to feel like that's their team. I'm just keeping it 1,000. I'm going to tell you straight up the truth. Because it'll be one of the first times in American history that African Americans get a piece of something bigger. And they're going to have the support. They're going to have the highest sales. They're going to have the highest everything. Period. You already see how they use rap music and everything. That's why all the money is in it. All the money is paying celebrities in that community to advertise because that's where all the money is. And they know good and well that whatever franchise that is will go from wherever it is to the very top of the NFL. Make more money than America's team. By far. By far. And it's just the truth. It's just the truth. But they'll never let that happen. They'll never let that happen. Nah, this ain't me talking like favor one race or the other. I'm just telling you the facts of what would happen. It don't matter what race you are. Trust me, that would happen. That's exactly what would happen. The first African-American owner in the NFL, the best players will go play for them. The best players will represent them and make sure that they win Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl and be the biggest team, bigger than America's team. They're going to make sure that team is the most valuable team in the NFL from a monetary standpoint. That team is going to get 8 primetime games a year. 8 primetime games a year. Period. It's just the truth. Somebody said NFL salary cap. Pay cuts and all. You don't get it. You don't get it. Forget salary cap. You're going to have $40 million guys paying for 25 for the culture. That's what it's going. They probably had that on their jersey for the culture. I'm telling you, man, because you don't understand how bad that people, African Americans, want representation. That's it. They just want fair representation. You think anybody feels like it's fair when every single owner in the league doesn't even look like them? Not one. They just want fair representation. They want to feel equal. They feel like they always living up to. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with y'all. That's why. Forget that salary cap. You're going to have the best of the best taking pay cuts because guess what? They making all the money they can make off the field. You know why? Because they own that team for the culture. Somebody said, TD, there are only 7 billionaires, and I think you mean African Americans. First of all, you need to go check these teams out. Stephen Ross ain't even the only owner of the Dolphins. You got other owners of the Dolphins, Serena Williams. You got like 50 owners of the Dolphins. Most ownership groups come in as a team. They get a whole bunch of millionaire and billionaire investors, put their money together for ownership, and one person has controlling rights. One person has controlling rights. I'm sorry. Nobody in their right mind could tell me right now that Jay-Z wouldn't give up every penny of his fortune to have controlling rights over an NFL team. Him and his wife. Which, truth be told, he probably maneuvering trying to get to that point anyway, working with the NFL. Y'all see that halftime preview? That's all Jay-Z. That's why they brought him in, to give the NFL image a different look. There's a lot of people in that realm that would love to step in and do that. Just become the majority owner. You can have a $3 billion team. All you need is a 1.5 to be the majority. Really, you don't even need that. It just depends on what the percentages are spread out to be. You can be a 30% owner as long as nobody else has more than 30. You got controlling rights. That's how it works. And another thing, as soon as they become an owner in a few years, they're going to have 10 times their money back anyway. They ain't going to be able to fit people in that stadium. You're going to have the highest prices in the NFL for tickets. Period, man. People going to put their money behind that. But they ain't going to let that happen. But Kenny Stills is right. I got to give it to him. He said the answer is diversity and ownership. It's the truth. It's the truth. The only answer to all of these problems is diversity and ownership. It's time for that to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And that will really bring a lot more unity. Sell the team to Dwayne and The Rock. Man, it's all kind of stuff out here, man. Look at this. First of all, let me read y'all the text messages of Bill Belichick thinking that he's talking to Daboll, but he was talking to Brian Flores. Bill Belichick texts Flores thinking it was Daboll, saying, "Sounds like you have landed. Congrats." Flores texts back, "Did you hear something I didn't hear?" Bill Belichick texts, "Giants? Question mark, exclamation, question mark, exclamation, question mark, exclamation. Like Giants? It's happening for you, bro." Basically. Flores replied, "I interview Thursday. I think I have a shot at it." Bill said, "Got it. I hear from Buffalo and New York Giants that you are their guy. Hope it works out if you want it to." Basically, he's going to get the job if he selects it. Flores said, "That's definitely what I want. I hope you're right, coach. Thank you." Coach, are you talking to Brian Flores or Brian Daboll? Just making sure. Bill Belichick said, "Sorry, I effed this up. I double checked and I misread the text. I think they are naming Daboll. I'm sorry about that." Bill Belichick. He said, "Thanks, Bill." Bill tried to clean it up at the end. He thought he was talking to Flores that whole time. He thought he was talking to Flores. "Oh, sorry, I double checked. I think they're going with Daboll." And the man still ain't interviewed yet. Oh my gosh. This is insane, man. So this man found out that they were going to hire Daboll before he even interviewed. And then a week later, they end up selecting Daboll. This is so crazy, man. Ugh. Oh my gosh. They included the screenshots in the lawsuit. So all those people that was in here earlier talking about, there's no evidence of this and that. Bro, Flores got receipts. And you just saw the report I read that there are other people that feel like they have receipts to add their names into the class action lawsuit. And then on top of that, we just read that Stephen Ross was trying to pay Flores to tank, but the summer before that, he had just purchased a gambling company for $17.5 million, and the NFL signs a gambling deal that same summer he got the company. This is scandal and problems to the highest level. The FBI will be involved in this. The FBI will be involved in this. This story is so, it's like one thing is one thing, but there's too many things with supporting evidence, probable cause. That's another thing. There's probable cause in all of this. There's probable cause in all of this. Someone is alleging that you offered them money to lose games that are gambled on with federal regulations now, and you purchased a gambling company that same summer. Probable cause. Immediately. They're going to go straight to the DA. They're going to go to Flores. Would you be willing to testify? Would you be willing to testify? Somebody say they shredding the evidence. It don't even matter now. You bought a gambling company. The whole world said you were tanking. Your coach says now that you tried to pay him to tank. Probable cause is already established, ladies and gentlemen. In the legal system, probable cause is legitimately established. If Flores just came out and said he did that, that's one thing. We can look into it. But you just bought a gambling company that summer, probable cause. Let's go to the DA. And DA gonna say, yeah, you got enough. You got enough to I'm telling y'all now, if Flores agrees to testify, they got enough to make a charge. They got enough to charge. They got enough to go to court and let a jury decide. And don't let them subpoena phone records and everything and all the gambling logs. Don't let him be a part of any way that the line swung. Don't let none of that stuff happen. Don't let whatever site he on be a point off from the normal in one way or another. Don't let none of that be the case. Boy, oh boy. And I'm telling you, I could tell for the next several days, bombshells going to continue to drop. For the next several days, bombshells are going to continue to drop. I can't believe this man in 2019 invested into a sports gambling startup $17.5 million in 2019, the same year he wanted to tank. That's a conflict of interest anyway. I don't think an NFL owner should be allowed to own a gambling site. How did the NFL miss that? Or do they all own them? Or are there other owners that's in on that type of deal too? I don't even think they should be allowed to own gambling sites when you're the owner of an NFL team. You shouldn't even be allowed. Just like when you become president of the U.S., you can't do business dealings and all of that stuff. You the owner of an NFL, you should not be allowed to own a sports betting. That is just a conflict in itself. That's just dirty in itself. It don't even sound right. It's just so bad on so many, man, oh my gosh. Even if he didn't offer Flores $100,000, that's immoral anyway. It's one or the other. Dang. Sometimes I try to give him the benefit of the doubt and say at least we got a decent owner that hired minorities. But God dog, he over there doing his own thug dizzle too. Hold on, man. Somebody said something about Devontae Parker tweet. Parker tweeted. I don't know. I'll check it out to see if he did though. Yeah, he did tweet. He gave one of those tweets where the emoji got a human head and is blown off. He's mind blown right now. The players, man. The players, they definitely probably got to feel some type of way. Because think about your players now. Think about everybody whose stats and numbers that year hurt them contractually. Devontae Parker. He was on a contract year and he had to take a 2-year, $10 million deal as a prove it deal. Y'all remember that? Parker had to take a 2-year, $10 million deal as a prove it while we tanking. Luckily, he got the bag after that, but that's how it can affect players. Joe Schaub came out with more and said Brian Flores admires and respects Tom Brady, but didn't want to tamper and also didn't think it was the right time to recruit Brady, considering the status of the Dolphins rebuild, which was intended to be a long-term plan per source. Wow. Whoa! Is this real? CBS Morning. Oh, I'm going to be tuning in. Exclusive from CBS Mornings. Brian Flores, the former coach of the Miami Dolphins, will be joining us live in studio tomorrow morning, only on CBS Mornings, with his attorney, Doug Wigdor, and John Elefrakis, whatever, to talk about his race discrimination lawsuit against the NFL. Tune in at 7 a.m. Gosh. Yeah, they gonna pick this up in today's climate. And this is a bigger issue than people think. This is bigger than the NFL right now.
New York Times, Yahoo, New York Post, Fox News. I mean, it's on every platform. Every platform.
Oh, I gotta get up. Hey, I'm sorry, baby. You gonna take the baby to school? Can you do that for me? I gotta watch this. All right, I appreciate it. She gonna do it. I think. I gotta watch this, boy, because I just want to put my eyes on him to see if he's genuine or if there's any deceit in it. Because I'm gonna be fair, huh?
I honestly believe him, because of the NFL's history.
Yeah, I mean, this is NFL type behavior.
Have a family, you being willing to put your family on the line.
Yeah.
For you to put your career, your future on the line, being so young too, especially being African American, when you know the odds are against you naturally. I respect him. I think he's really courageous for what he's doing, honestly.
Yeah. And it looked like people are going to add on to this. I'm not going live while he's there. I want to see it. I want to hear it and process it, but I will be live right after. TD, is it Eastern? I believe it's Eastern. I would assume it's Eastern. CBS Morning.
It actually does not say. It just says tune in at 7 a.m. Live in studio.
People trying to defend it on Twitter. They were trying to better the team illegally.
Whatever time CBS comes on with like Gail King and all them, that show, whatever time CBS comes on at 7 a.m.
Greer is at Senior Bowl looking, and people probably looking at Greer with the side eye at Senior Bowl right now. Greer like, I got to get out of here, Ross.
I'm going to assume that's Eastern time because I think they're in New
Yeah,
York.
I'm sure it's Eastern.
Hi, Speedballer.
Oh, my gosh. This is crazy.
Someone said, "Let us comment live TV, then do the show."
Let us comment live, then do the show. What?
Like they want you to go live while it's playing, and then I guess give your perspective later. But they want to comment live.
Wow.
Dang, this is actually really sad. And I thought the Cowboys embarrassed me. Like this is terrible.
Wow.
Hi, Anthony. It was amazing. I had the best. Y'all gave me the best birthday. I had the best birthday weekend with my kids and my husband. I had a wonderful birthday. This is so crazy. I actually feel bad for Tua in this too. Like I feel like he can't catch a break. Like he's just caught in the middle of all the drama of this organization. Tua's probably ready to go. Like get me out of. He probably talking to his agent right now. Like get me out of.
Tua was never relevant in all of this.
No, I know he's not relevant, but it's like the organization that he's a part of is always something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always something. Like,
oh my
Would
gosh.
you want to be a part of an organization that is always like this?
Yeah. No, I mean I wouldn't, but
Right.
yeah, you're right. Man, everybody weighing in on this. Can you send that to me to CBS Morning? Is that on Twitter?
Oh, thank you, Doug. He did not actually, but it was amazing. Thank you. Can I send what to you? The CBS Morning tweet?
Hopefully TD rubbed your feet.
He did not.
Doug, man, you give me more work. Now I got to rub her feet tonight.
Rub his.
But we made a new episode for OnlyFans. Y'all go check it out. Subscribe to the OnlyFans. TD and Hill at it again. That's what it's called. Go subscribe to the OnlyFans.
We watched Troy.
Oh, man.
This is really sad.
Thank you for sending it. So that was on Instagram?
The CBS Morning.
Yeah, tune in at 7 a.m. Man, oh, man. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be all over the internet. Everybody going to be watching this.
You need to give Steve and a few people back their mod. You have a lot of missing mods.
What happened? Who's
Steve Savane, our brother, is in there.
I gave him the mod, I thought.
No,
I think
you took everybody's mods away and you haven't put them back yet.
No, but I put Steve's back when I saw him the other day in here.
Hi, John.
I got to see him in the comment section again to put it because I have to see him.
Ronnie said lotion oil. I cannot. Flo is a snitch. Why do y'all think? Why is he a snitch? If everything he's saying is true,
Flo a snitch. Oh wow. Oh man, listen, y'all.
I think
this is such a bombshell. None of us. We thought our off-season firework. It don't even like they can hire any coach right now. They can hire Harbaugh, and we gonna still be like, oh my God. Why is this always us?
You know what gets me though is the reason I take offense to people personally, like people claiming that he's a snitch, is because people are so quick to dismiss everything that he is saying. Like everything. They're disqualifying his experience right off the bat and they have no
Listen, they can disqualify what they want.
Isn't that dirty?
This man putting out receipts. He naming people. He named Tom Brady.
Like women can come out against, I know it's a different scenario, but women can come out against Deshaun Watson and immediately Deshaun Watson is the wrong one. Nobody respects his perspective. Somebody like Brian Flores comes out and says, this is what's been done to me. Oh, he's a liar. He's just being a snitch. This didn't happen. Oh, he's just bitter because he got fired. You know, like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Love you, TD. Best in the business. How is it legal for an NFL owner to own a gambling company? You got me. That's what I was just asking like 5 minutes ago. That's unethical in itself. That's immoral in itself. I didn't know, but it's funny that this has to come out for that report to come out. This should have been something that was being talked about. Why is it now being talked about that this man invested $17.5 million in a sports gambling startup?
You always said that those certain games were like literally suspect.
That's true.
You always said that.
I do say that certain games, I'll be like, that year, I was like, something wrong. Some of these games are suspect. It just seemed like something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. That year, I was like, something ain't adding up. But Flores got to be honest, man. I wondered, did he actually tank some of the games and have enough and then start winning? or if he was just losing and then he start winning and they got mad. TD, you purged King Mill from Ahmad. Not that I know of. King Mill.
I'm helping you out now with some of the ones I recognize. It's too hard for you to add all of them back at one time.
Nah, Steve got the wrench. He got the wrench right there.
Tony, I'm giving it to them now.
Oh, you gave it to him? I don't know why. I thought I had wrenched him the other day. Ronnie said on TD, speedrunner King Mill, and Joe said mod, please. The wife handling that now. I think she looking at it. But King Mill is good. Joe's, I gotta see Joe's avatar before we mod him. And speedrunner good. Where Joe's?
Okay, I'm coming.
I don't know. Is that the same Joe's that be trying to go in on me on Twitter? I don't know. Is that him? Let me see. Nah, we good. Juicy J good. Thank you, Hillary. I'm happy. Her birthday went well. Yeah, EM, come on, man. EM in here. He back in here, man. Look at this. We ain't even talking football no more. We not even like, can we like, let me ask y'all a question. I want y'all to be honest with me. Put it in the comment section. Would it even feel right talking football in like the immediate future? It's like we just found out our team tried to cheat. Our owner mixed up in all kind of issues that might be federal felonies. Racial discrimination might be at play. All for the bigger name of a scandal. I mean, it don't even feel right talking about, hey, we should go get this right tackle. Like, I even think about that type of stuff right now. You think they hire a head coach? Doesn't matter right now. I don't care who we bring in right now. It feels like something bigger is about to destroy us. See, do you think Ross will now try to hire a black head coach in order to deflect some of the these stories? No, not at all. Just as bad as the NFL purist owner being Las Vegas, no conflict of interest. LOL. Yeah, true too. True too. It don't even feel right just like talking about just like X's and O's and what'll make this team better. Because if y'all feel anything like me, there's a part of me that feel like no matter what, there's a level of screwed that we are. All of this stuff can blow under the table. I don't care. They could settle. They could prove it wrong, but we know we ain't finna get no free agents. We know we ain't finna get nobody of substance or worth. It's probably definitely Tua time now, but the sad thing about it even being Tua time, when he up for a contract restructure, he probably ain't gonna want to stay around this organization anyway, knowing that the owner and everybody was really trying to, he was never the goal. This just shows Ross was willing to do what it took to rebuild and win, and Flo and Tua is the 100% reason we suck. Hey, you can call it whatever you want. Ross was trying to do whatever he could to win. But when you start doing it illegally, I'm sorry, bro. At some point, you got to weigh the pros and cons. And that's even immoral to even say that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. We already heard the reports 2 weeks ago. Reports indicate Stephen Ross was unhappy with Flores ever since the 2019 season when they didn't tank properly. We all looked at that like, oh, okay, yeah. That's when their relationship soured. Wow. Yeah, nobody taking the Finn serious. Head coach candidates or free agents. We basically the Chernobyl of the NFL right now. He got to sell the team ASAP. Do y'all know how much courage and cojones it takes to do what Flores is doing to the NFL right now? Them Brooklyn cats don't play. You're right, because he basically might be alienating his entire career now. He's alienating his entire career right now. But I always tell y'all, if getting your point across crosses the line some of the time, then cross it with pride. And people always talk about this stuff happening, but they just complain and then it get brushed under the table and we on to the next year. And the sad thing is, Flo's supposed to still be in the running for the Saints job. Don't he got his second interview Thursday? A report came out today that Flores' second interview with the Saints, if I'm not mistaken, is Thursday. I think I'm right on that. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because that came out today. Flores was asked for a second interview with the Saints on Thursday. He's still up for jobs. He's still up for jobs. Are we sure Bill made a mistake? How does owe the NFL one? How he does owe the NFL one. Oh man. You might be right on that too. But again, even beyond that, the stuff in Miami, ain't nobody paying no favors back. That's real stuff. Now remember, this lawsuit is filed in detail. It's already filed, y'all. It was already filed. Where's my phone? Gosh, I had my phone. Where did it go? I got to go look at it. I got to go see if it said today's date or not. What date was on the lawsuit? Damn, I just had my phone. My wife must have took it. So I got to see what date was on the lawsuit, because I'm going to tell you now, for all this to come out now, this lawsuit had to already have been filed. Breaking news. Sources say Jim Harbaugh plans to sign with Minnesota. Who cares now? I already said if he ain't a Dolphin, Ross failed the team anyway. If he comes to the NFL and not a Dolphin, I ain't know Ross could top his failing the team with this mess. You good, Juicy J. It might be a different person. Wow, TD, this story is front page for Yahoo right now. It's huge, Donald. Do you know the implications this is going to have in today's climate? This is going to be the one that gets major change. This is going to be the situation that brings major change. We're going to be talking about this situation for the next year or two, possibly. Lawsuit is filed. It's going to be months before anybody starts to talk about interviewing and stuff. And the court probably not going to have their day for a while. This is going to dominate the conversation on all sports networks. 7 a.m. Flores see his legal team doing it right too. He knows that they released it properly too. They released it right at the end of the day where everybody is on this right now. Every fan base, everybody is on this right now. Before the freaking Super Bowl. I want y'all to think about it. Senior Bowl, Pro Bowl, Super Bowl, breaking news, Brian Flores, everybody gets off in the middle of a week. Head coaches are being announced. There ain't no perfect time to get the mass amount of media coverage. Then you strategically say 7 a.m. we're going to talk about it. 2.5 hours before every main sports outlet is going to talk about it. So Stephen A., everybody going to be watching at 7 a.m. for the details that are being said. Stephen A., Skip, everybody's right now reaching out to everybody they know. Tell me what you know. Tell me what you know now. Be honest, blah, blah, blah. Because tomorrow you're going to hear all of what I'm being told, what I'm hearing. And I got to be honest with y'all. This is going to be a huge moment for Stephen A. You know why? Because he known to sell out sometimes. He known to sell out sometimes. Sometimes I'm right there with him, but sometimes he known to sell out. I want to see what he do. I want to see what he say. I want to see what he got to say in this situation. This is going to be interesting. You already got the bag, homie. You should be able to say what you want to say now. You already got the bag. I'm going to cry myself to sleep now. Good night. Flip side, man. It's going to be all right. I mean, honestly, ain't this a typical Dolphins, off season? This is typical. Oh, my gosh. I ain't even think about that. First day of Black History. Oh, my gosh. First day of Black History Month, they drop it, too. Stephen A. not a sellout, TD. Listen, I ain't saying he'll sell out. There's been times where I've seen his narrative is almost sellout-ish. And then he has to come back and try to clarify what he meant. But he got that deal now, so hopefully, whatever. You think Flo came here as a plant to take Ross down the whole time? Maybe he already a mold for the NFL. No, because this is on the shield. This is bad for the NFL. This is bad for the NFL. I'm going to be right here watching this whole situation the whole time, seeing how it plays out, because the NFL's going, if all of this and more evidence start coming, the NFL's going to have to answer to this. And like Kenny Seal said, the answer is ownership. This is so huge, I'm telling y'all. All the little tabloids, all the talk shows, they about to start talking about this. They going to be talking about this. Dang, the crazy part is you offered the man $100,000 per game. Oh, I can only laugh about this crazy stuff, man. Steven Ross offered me $100,000 per game to lose. Because I refuse to lose. And that sounds like Flores. What would he do in them press conferences? We're here to win games. That's what I'm going to do. As long as I'm here, we're going to win games. We're going to do everything we can to win games. I'm going to put the best available players on the field to win games. Why won't you play Tua? I'm putting the best available players to win games. He kept saying that. Y'all don't forget. Go back 2 years ago. Listen to the press conferences. We're going to do everything we can to win the game. I don't get into all of that, those rumors about tanking and all that. We're going to do everything we need to do to win games. We're trying to win games. We're trying to win games. So I guess they were right. Coach Flores was not a team player. He wasn't willing to do the illegal activity to win, to get what they wanted to get. He wanted to try to do it the right way. And I'm telling y'all now, no matter what you say, because people going to keep running that narrative, Flo should have tanked. Flo should have tanked. Flo should have tanked. Why didn't he take the money? I already see people on Twitter. He should have took the money. African Americans don't have that room for error. Because another thing that people feel like, and y'all heard this in the past, African Americans are always put in a situation where they got something on you for the rest of your entire career, so you have to play by the books. That could have been his defining moment where he said yes and he did it, and now he has to play by the books and do everything they tell him to do because they got something on him. People of high integrity, they don't worry about people having stuff on them because they make the right decision every time. EM said, I would have taken that bag. Come on, EM. You know good and well how some things are setups, bro. You know good and well how certain things are setups. And who's to say Brady wouldn't be setting you up? Real talk. Who's not to say Brady wouldn't setting you up? Think about that. Brady could have told the NFL and everything, this is what they trying to do. As far as I care, it could have been a sting operation. I don't trust nothing. 100K per L, and players had incentive contracts. Shaking my head. Exactly. If this end up coming out to be that way, see, this is why the NFL has to defend it, y'all. If this end up coming out to be true, and they show evidence that it's all true, let me tell you, players can file a lawsuit. My contract was under an incentive base, and I didn't reach this. We were trying to tank. We didn't have ownership support. Regardless of Flores saying no, I can't go off of that. I know my ownership wouldn't using the best judgment for me to succeed. They were literally trying to set me up. That's why the NFL is definitely going to deny this, because this goes so deep when it comes to money. First of all, do you know what kind of money Flores can win from this? Coaches coach freaking 30 years. There's coaches that coach 30 years. If I'm his lawyer, I'm saying, how long did Bill Belichick coach? How much did Bill Belichick make a year? And double that. So if Belichick coached 40 years, what he making in today's NFL? I don't care if it was $5 million. 40 times 5, that's $200 million. Double that. Because I don't think that he's going to be able to get a job coaching at that level ever again. And you see what successful coaches like Bill Belichick, they do 40-year careers. They do 40-year careers. And not only do they do 40-year careers, they make this type of money if they successful. And he was one of the highest coveted coaches, young coaches. Even when he got, this is what they're going to tell the jury. Even when he got fired by this flawed team, this flagrant team, this is exactly what they're going to tell the jury. All reports, pull it up on the screen. Look at the headlines from every major outlet. Brian Flores will be the #1 candidate for everyone. Brian Flores will be the #1 candidate for everyone. Everybody in all league circles had him as the top candidate getting fired. And then the Bears selected their coach. That team selected their coach. The Giants select their coach. And then they bring Flores in to interview after they already know who they're going to select. I'm telling y'all, look at it. This is the NFL don't want this to go to court. You think Watson's situation is bad with public opinion? Which he don't want it to go to court either. Because that type of stuff going to court, they're going to make him pay those women. But this, I don't see the NFL winning this over on a jury, period, in today's climate. In 2022, you're not winning this with a jury at all. And you know that's what they're going to do. They're going to take this to court. You can deny it all you want. This is going all the way. So I'm telling y'all now, you might look up and the NFL be talking about a settlement. Oh, man, I just missed that donation. Can I get my mod back, bro? Jordan Fush. You got to come back in the comment section, and I'll check on it. Who do you think will be added to the class action? What other coaches? That's on them. I have no clue, but they'll come out. Don't worry. You already got a report that somebody spoke to 2 coaches that feel like they got the receipts to be added to this class action suit. Oh, trust me, a lot of people gonna come out the woodworks. Surprised Marino hasn't walked away from this yet. Man, a lot of people gonna come out the woodworks. The Fins tailgate, and y'all go holler at the homies, man, said, been saying it for weeks. Foe was railroaded, and the real scandal comes from the top. Only consistency. Pitchforks and torches, y'all. Hashtag toss boss Ross. Time to storm the castle, y'all. No more of this. You have been saying that. You have been saying that for a few weeks. You're one of the few people like me that's been saying, y'all slow down. I don't believe this narrative that they putting out here. It's the media. It's the media. But we'll let time settle all. We'll allow other people to add their name to the lawsuit and then hear what they got to say happened to them. That's the crazy thing. We got to hear what everybody else say happened to them in this. Flores is gonna speak his truth and shame the devil, TD. I'm here for it. I want to hear it because if this type of stuff is happening, it has to be exposed. This doesn't make the game fun. This doesn't help the brand of the NFL. It definitely doesn't. This is a bombshell, y'all. 100% with flow. We got to watch the whole situation. Marino just glad he has a job. 100,000 to throw a game.
It said the thing I read said 100,000 per loss.
Yeah.
That is insane.
They wanted to tank. Everybody was screaming tank.
They were saying no. They're not trying to take for two, but they were trying to take for.
But Flores wasn't letting it happen. Flores, Honduras. Well, go look at your history. That's good enough for me.
And that's why y'all were giving all y'all good players away and trading them away. Y'all were trying to strip y'all's team down.
They wanted Burrow bad. And because you saw it came out later, they offered 3 first-rounders and more to try to move up for Burrow. And they declined it. They wanted Burrow that bad. Everybody thought it was Tua all this time. They wanted Burrow that bad. And I've been telling people that the whole time. It was never freaking Tua. But then they dropped the ball even worse and still didn't even get Herbert.
This is going to cause a ripple effect in a lot of different organizations, not just sports organizations, but even outside.
A lot of stuff.
People are going to start speaking their truth.
Minority hirings, everything, even outside of sports. This situation is going to hit every atmosphere. This is going to go crazy, man.
Because the reality of it is a problem, and it's still present.
Yeah. This is terrible, man. Can someone let Ross know to send me the 100K in direction? What? In direction. It went too fast. Anyway, man, listen, man. I know we got 1,000 people up in here. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. I'm about to get up out of here because we still got the show tonight. So I'm about to get up out of here. I got to take care of some stuff on my end. Y'all come back. We're going to talk about more of this later this evening. We have been exposing the truth of Ross. Hey, we're going to talk more about this later. See if I can make a few phone calls, see what I can hear about stuff. But I'll get back to y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Let's talk about this in about an hour or two. Peace. I'm out. Huh?
When it's White History Month, somebody just deleted it.
Oh, okay. If people can't acknowledge that there is a disparity in this world when it comes to race, then they're just blinded to stuff. Black folk love to be the center of attention. Yeah.
You sound like you're part of the problem.
Yeah, you're definitely part of the problem.
Now, one person on here has said that other minorities.
Because basically what they're saying is, if I'm done wrong, if that was me and I was offered that money and I took the high road and didn't take it, I shouldn't be looking for the center of the attention. I shouldn't be coming out to expose it. I just need to shut up. That's basically what you're saying. That's basically what they're saying. That's just dumb. And just like if it was you, you should be exposing it too. Would you want attention if you're exposing it? No.
Newsflash, y'all. Take football out of it. People are giving their
Uh-oh, y'all done got the wife going.
African American. Don't diminish their experience. People play this card. There are people that take advantage of situations. I hear you. But do not let those crowd you in thinking that everybody that says, no, this was my experience. Because if we real talk, there's a lot of minorities, myself included, that can tell you about a lot of different experiences. I'm from Texas. I have plenty of experiences. Don't ever disqualify my
We got experiences here.
Period.
We had experiences here.
To hear somebody disqualified, I've been called burnt by people before. Literally, like I have a laundry list of experiences that I've had. Don't discount this man's experience.
Exactly. We dismiss it, and then we dismiss it with he just wants attention. But if you were done wrong, would you just be wanting attention to say something?
Forget football. This is a human being. Stop. You sound like you're part of the problem.
See, y'all done woke the wife up. I'm finna get out of here and try to calm her down, man.
Because if I see another black folk comment like that, I'm gonna have to log in as you and start blacking people to the point of never return.
Man, listen, man. Let's be better, people. I'll see y'all tonight, man.